I met a couple of Strictly professionals. Ahoy, hoy, everybody, and welcome to another Martin Meets. First one for a while, and I hope you liked my new introduction video titles thing. Those are all people I have met, so if you want, you can go back, watch that again, pause it, and see if you can work out who they are. Thank you to ChatGPT for that. But yes, on Thursday, the 26th of June, I went with my mum to see, let's give it his correct title, Dianne and Vito Red Hot and Ready at the King's Theatre in Portsmouth, or in Southsea to be precise. So, big Strictly fan, as you may or may not know. Love it every year. Ever since she joined the show, Dianne Buswell has been my favourite professional. Absolutely adore her. So happy she won this year. When this tour was announced, straight on to see the dates. When I saw her at the King's, that was it. We were going. And then when I went to book tickets, the fact that a meet and greet was available, it was a no-brainer. So I splashed out and paid for those tickets. Vito Coppola, who won the previous year, is probably my favourite of the male pros. He's such a lovely guy. Totally mad. Really love him. And I've always enjoyed it. So Dianne vlogs regularly, which I always watch. And Vito crops up on them a fair bit, and he's always good value. So yes, booked for meet and greet tickets many months ago. Now, often when we've had a meet and greet, we haven't found out what we're doing, you know, when we're meant to be there, etc., until 24 hours beforehand. Fortunately, we had about 3 or 4 days' notice this time, which was nice, made it easy to plan. So we headed over to Southsea, parked up, and walked to the King's. We were told to be there for 4:45, ready for the meet and greet at 5. We got there about 25 to probably. But that was fine. We just loitered in the foyer of the King's until they were ready for us. At 1:45, they checked everybody off on the list and told us to go round to the stalls entrance to queue, which we did. Shortly after 5, we were let in. So Mum and I were first, and we headed to by the bar, which is where they do the meet and greets. And doors were shut, and there was a couple of King's staff there. And first of all, they passed us our lanyards, which are double-sided. So we were official VIPs. And then we were handed, so all we were told was that had a meet and greet with the opportunity for photos and autographs. However, we were handed one of these each. So it's Dianne and Vito Red Hot and Ready on the front, and it's just a standard notebook, but it had been pre-signed by Di and Vito, which is fine. It obviously saves a lot of time if they can do that in advance. It would have been nice to have a signed photo or something like that. I wasn't expecting, and we didn't get a programme. I had to pay £10 for this before the show, because that way it means everybody's going to buy a programme who has the meet and greet, whereas you don't, obviously, if they give you one. But it would have been nice to have a signed photo, and it would have been nice to have, have the opportunity for them to sign it in front of you and personalise it. But that's no biggie, it was nice anyway. But then after a minute or so, we were let in, the pair of us, into the bar. They shut the door behind us, so we have a whole bar. And Di and Vito were stood in front of a big backdrop, as you'll see in a minute. And I sort of, said, oh, we're the first ones, bit nervous, jokey type thing. And Di was lovely and said, no, don't be nervous. And came and shook my hand. What's your name? Said, Martin. Vito, hello Martin, pleased to meet you. And I'll be honest, I didn't pay much attention to Vito because I was too busy drooling over Di and chatting to Di. Mum introduced herself. they had a little joke with Di, then she went over and chatted a little bit to Vito, but Vito wasn't overly chatty anyway. Di definitely led the conversation. The lady who was running the meet and greet took our phones off of us, and she took mine first, and she was taking photos whilst we were chatting. I'll pop some of those up here. And then we actually got in for a proper pose photo together, and she took a few on mine, and then she took Mum's phone and took a few on hers as well. But yeah, this is us posing with them. As I was posed with Di, I took the opportunity to tell her she was my favourite, and I really loved her vlogs and what have you, and she was really warm and thankful. And then when we finished, we did the usual, have a good show, pleasantries, etc. And Mum had another little chat. Just Mum said, "Oh, I expect it must be tiring for you." And they said, "No, they'd had a lovely day," and what have you. So overall, we were probably in there 3 or 4 minutes, which isn't ages obviously, but there must have been about 40, 50 people on the meet and greet that they had to get through. We didn't feel rushed, and they were both absolutely lovely. And again, they both shook our hands as we left and said it was nice to meet us, and told us to enjoy the show. And that was it, basically. So that was the meeting. The show itself was absolutely fantastic. Absolutely loved it. Brilliant dancing, brilliant music, really funny as well. They did some comedy bits as well, which worked really well. Di has very good comic timing. Just a really good evening. But yes, that was me meeting Dianne and Vito from Strictly Come Dancing. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Thanks. Bye.